Apps are an integral part of our users' day-to-day interaction with computers or mobile devices. Using Jamf Pro, we can deploy apps directly to their devices without any need for their Apple ID. Apps can also be deployed to self-service, an on-device catalog of curated apps and settings that users can download at their leisure. After apps have been deployed, Jamf Pro can keep managed apps updated, customized for specific devices, or remotely removed from the device without disrupting your users. My name is Zach. Welcome to App Management. Deploying apps in Jamf Pro is a similar process between computers and mobile devices, essentially coming down to two questions. How is the user receiving the app, and who is the license for this app tied to? For the first question, Jamf Pro is able to deploy apps that install automatically on the device via a Mobile Device Management or MDM command, as well as make apps available to the user to download at their convenience from the self-service app. When deploying an app, each installation of the application must be tied back to an Apple ID. Whether an institutionally owned ID that is used by your IT team, or a personal Apple ID that the user has on the device. Jamf Pro supports integration with Apple's volume purchasing service and enables administrators to easily acquire large numbers of licenses to deploy to their users. This facilitates a silent, zero-touch deployment method for apps that doesn't require any input from the user. Alternatively, apps in Jamf Pro can be configured to deploy to a user without a volume license attached. This results in the user being prompted to install the app with their personal Apple ID and pay for it if the app isn't free. The deployment methods and license types can be freely mixed and matched, and function much in the same way whether we're deploying an iOS app, iPadOS app, or Mac app. Let's take a look at examples of each type. Starting from the dashboard, navigate to Devices, Mobile Device Apps. Here we can see a list of all apps that have been added in our Jamf Pro instance, as well as additional information like version number, source, licensing information, and current scope. To add a new app, click New in the top right. I've been tasked with deploying the Slack app to my sales department, and my team has already acquired licenses for the app from Apple Business Manager. Since this is an app from the App Store, I'm leaving App Store app or apps purchased in volume selected and then clicking Next. We're then given a search field where we can enter the name of the desired app from the App Store. I'm entering Slack. Make sure the appropriate App Store country or region is selected in the pop-up menu below, and then click Next to search. We can now see Slack in the list of search results. We can also navigate to the App Store preview page, which contains up-to-date information on compatibility, install size, patch notes, and more. Since my team has already acquired licenses for the Slack app, I can also select the Apps Purchased in Volume tab to see the available licenses. I'm selecting Add on the right to add this app to Jamf Pro. We're now brought to the app record for Slack. We can change the display name at the top if desired. This only appears in Jamf Pro and self-service and does not affect the name of the actual app on the device. Below that, we can assign a category. I'm choosing Productivity. The short version and bundle identifier fields are automatically populated from the App Store and do not need to be modified. Since the app is indeed free, I'm leaving the Free box checked and moving down to Distribution Method. By default, Make Available in Self-Service is selected. This won't automatically install the app on our scope devices and will instead simply add it to the catalog within the self-service app. I'm selecting Install Automatically / prompt users to install in order to deploy this app out to my users. Beneath this menu, there are a number of options. We can display the app in self-service after installation, require a tethered network connection before installing the app, and set several update options. Selecting Schedule Jamf Pro to automatically check the App Store for app updates will sync app information from the App Store to this app record at the specified time each day. However, this won't actually deploy an updated app to your users. For this, we need to select the next checkbox, Automatically Force App Updates. With these boxes selected, Jamf Pro will automatically pull in the current version number for Slack from the App Store and when it sees a device that has an older version number installed, it will deploy an update command to download the new version of the app. Note that this only works when deploying using managed distribution or free apps. Next, we have options for app management. This status allows for more granular control over the deployment and removal of apps, as well as data backup and app updates. Note that the Make App Managed If Possible box is selected and non-interactive. This is because we're deploying the app automatically. If we were to change the distribution method back to Make Available in Self-Service, we could then uncheck the box and deploy an unmanaged app. There are a few additional options below for managed apps. We can make an installed app managed if the user already has that app present on their device, remove the app when the device is unenrolled from Jamf Pro, and prevent the user from backing up the app or uninstalling the app altogether. I'm selecting Remove App when MDM profile is removed and deselecting Allow users to remove app. Managed apps also support custom configurations that can be deployed alongside the app from Jamf Pro. These app configurations can be entered on the tab above and allow administrators to customize each install of the application on a per-user or per-device basis with variables from Jamf Pro. For a full list of requirements and different features between managed and unmanaged apps, check out the Jamf Pro documentation in the description. Next, we can select the Manage Distribution tab to associate app licenses with this deployment. Select Assign Content Purchased in Volume, and then choose the appropriate content location from the pop-up menu. For more information on managing locations in Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager, check the link in the resources. Finally, let's set our scope in the Scope tab. I'm selecting Add, and then adding the Sales Department as a target. For a full overview of Scope, check out our video on Device Scope. Everything looks good to me, so let's click Save to deploy this app. The install command is deployed over the Apple Push Notification Service nearly instantly, and if we look on a targeted device, I can now see the Slack app has already begun installing without any interaction from a user. Let's deploy another app, this time to a computer. Navigate to Computers, Mac Apps. Select the App Store tab, and we're shown a similar list of apps that we saw on the Mobile Device Apps page. Click New in the top right to add a new app. I've been tasked with making Apple Configurator available to my support team to help with troubleshooting and resetting test devices. However, let's make this app available in self-service for users to download when they need it, rather than automatically deploying it to the entire department. Leave Mac App Store selected and click Next. Again, we are given a search field to locate our app. I'm entering Apple Configurator and clicking Next. We can see Apple Configurator here in the search results. Click Add on the right to add the app to Jamf Pro. This brings us to the app record, with many of the same fields that we saw on the mobile device app record for Slack. I'm adding a category to keep my apps organized in Jamf Pro, but will otherwise leave these fields populated with the information from the App Store. If we scroll down, we have the same app update checkboxes that we saw previously. For this app, I'm leaving these unselected. Finally, at the bottom of the page, we can see that Make Available in Self-Service is again selected by default. This time, let's leave this set as is. Next, select the Self-Service tab. This page allows us to customize how this app looks within Self-Service. Jamf Pro has automatically pulled in the description from the App Store, which we can ensure that users view before installing with the checkbox beneath the description. We can enable notifications for the app, upload a custom icon, and choose what category the app is displayed under in Self-Service. I'm selecting the checkboxes to make the app featured, as well as display under the Utilities category. Moving on to the Scope tab, I'm clicking Add and selecting the Support Department as a scope target. We're now ready to deploy. Since we are not including licenses for this app, we don't need to configure anything on the Manage Distribution tab. All installs of this app will be associated with the user's Apple ID on their computer. Click Save to deploy the app to self-service. Now, if one of my users in the support department needs Apple Configurator, they can open up self-service and see that it's available to install. After viewing the description and clicking Install, the App Store opens and they are able to download the app. If they are not logged into the App Store, the user will need to log in with an Apple ID in order to download the app and associate the install with their account. Apps play a huge role in our users' day-to-day interaction with their enrolled devices. And setting up a good management foundation from Jamf Pro allows our users access to the apps they need when they need them. Be sure to check out the Jamf Pro documentation for more information on app deployment and management, and try out deploying a few apps in your own environment. Thanks for watching.